Listen, what we have facing us coming up this year is critical to the future of the country. I think we all know that. We've been able to change this country with virtually no money, because that's not what it takes. It takes resolve, it takes people who want to work hard, and it takes that eternal vigilance. One of the things that we did, just independent of, the county executive's office and the NYFA board, is that we were trying to figure out the difference, because the county executive said, oh, we're off by about $40 billion, and NYFA said we're off by 160. But a lot of it had to do with pretty much what Rob was discussing there. It's how they count things. And I know in one particular case there was a piece of real estate that was going to be sold for about $40 or $50 million, but they were only going to count 10% of it, even though you got the money now, and it's in the budget now, it can be spent now. It's some kind of strange accounting system. How many CPAs are out there? I don't know. You'll have to explain that one to me. But basically it's a one-time cash in, and in real dollars it counts. But I guess the way these people figure these things out is weird. So we did calculate that the difference between the two, the county executive's office and the NYFA board, actually made sense only by a degree of terms. But in reality, the gap was a third less than what NYFA was saying. Just a quick note on the, just to get back to that tax cap issue there you were talking about. You can override the 2% with a 60% vote. And just to give you a little perspective on that, out of 124 school districts that we have in Nassau and Suffolk County, 68 of them passed their school budgets with more than 60% of the vote. So it's very possible that even with a tax cap, if counties, if people in their own towns, in your town or any place else, are not able to beat a 60-40 margin, then you're not going to be capped. So that's the caveat. That's how you get out of it. And obviously there's a lot of districts out there that can do it, and don't kid yourself, even if you get your cap, you're still going to get that stuff about do it for the kids and all this kind of stuff like that, and the teachers are going to talk about don't stop our progress, which I think is pension progress, but those types of things are going on. Those types of things will continue to happen. It's just the nature of the thing. But the other important thing about the tax cap, and it's one last item, we've all heard it before, school districts are not going to cut, period. Okay? Your school district didn't cut. Your taxes went up, but the dollars in real spending went up. Out of 124 school districts, 6 of them actually cut spending in real dollars. So think about that. And I think I told you at the last meeting, I got a call from a teacher who was freaking out in Huntington School District. I'm going to lose my job, my God, the budget, they're decimating the budget. So I looked up the record. Their budget went up 3.68% this year. Not a cut. So all this stuff you heard about the last 6 months, it all ties in again to the press and how they take things and package things. All right, everything's a crisis. And they're going to make sure that they take advantage of the crises to get their way. But all the information you heard about the mass layoffs, 6,000 teachers and this and that, and it's going to be devastating, didn't happen. So, who was right and who was wrong?
Did they lay off any of the administration?
No, I think the administrators say that they are invaluable members of the... I don't know if you saw our website. If you go to the main website, I'll leave it up for another day or two. Go to the main website. There's a couple of videos up there. I'm going to show one in a second here about the rally we had in tax cap. But one of them, it compares the Bayshore School District and the number of administrators with an upstate school district with exactly the same number of students. An absolute comparable district. Now, the salaries down here are higher, obviously, because we have a higher cost of living here. But the sheer number of administrators was about a third more. So we definitely have too many administrators, and we will be advocating as an organization the consolidation of at least administrative services, if not school districts themselves. So yeah, that's extremely important. And you're right. I don't know how they get away with it. But if you do, go to the website and look at that one. Because when you see this superintendent sitting there talking about why she needs to pay $250,000 to her assistant to justify her own $350 plus $80,000 in benefits, you might get a little upset. And then maybe you won't get the 60%. But these are the types of issues and things we have to work on. And we are going to be working on that for anybody who's interested in getting into policy and figuring things out. I know Harold is so pissed off in the back room over there. I was going to let him speak today, but I know he'd lose his mind. But he's absolutely right. If we don't get organized, exceeding the levels of organization that we did last year, coming in 2012, this crisis is just going to go on. It's going to go on. So, that's one of the realities that's happening.